screen up.
You hit got it, right?
I guess. Okay, so now that it's recorded, I can start, yes?
Yep.
Okay. Welcome everyone to the Bridgewater Conservation Commission, the 11th day of August. We have a quorum, so we're going to open the meeting. It is 5:33 p.m. For the record, the members and staff present are Harry Bailey, member, Eileen Prisco, member, Sarah Sperber, member, Steve Solbo, the environmental planner, Nicole Salvo, the executive assistant, and myself, Wendy Smith, the chair. I will now read the governor's order for online meetings into the record. Disclosure: pursuant to section 20 of chapter 20 of the Acts of 2021, an act relative to extending certain COVID-19 measures adopted during the state of emergency, this meeting of the Conservation Commission for the town of Bridgewater will be hybrid and accessible to the public through remote participation to the greatest extent possible. There will be no public attendance permitted. Citizens who wish to tune into the meeting may do so via Zoom. The link for the meeting, phone number, and meeting ID are posted on the agenda, which is always available on the town website at bridgewaterma.org. Just to read through on the agenda tonight, we have no old business. Under new business, we have a notice of intent for 6 Aldrich Road, request for determination of applicability for 1320 High Street, and ANRAD for 0 and 1300 Vernon. And under Conservation Commission business, we have a certificate of compliance for 75 Fruit Street, a certificate of compliance for 10 Stonehill Lane. Administrative items, we have an approval of minutes, and discussion items, we'll have the environmental planner report. Okay, so first on the agenda is the notice of intent for 6 Aldrich Road, map 20, lot 77, the applicant representative, Alton Beach, Silva Engineering. Nicole, did we receive green cards for this application?
Sorry, it took me a second to find the unmute. Yes, you are all set with this one, Wendy?
We're all set with that, okay. So the legal ad for 6 Aldrich Road, legal notice, notice of public hearing, Conservation Commission, Bridgewater, Massachusetts. In accordance with Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, and the Town of Bridgewater Local Wetland Bylaw. Could I ask anybody to mute if you're not muted, please? The Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing on July 28th, 2022 for a notice of intent filed by Brunswick Beach Investments, LLC. The applicant proposes construction of 2 duplex structures with site improvements and drainage within the buffer zone to bordering vegetated wetlands. The property is located at 6 Aldrich Road, Bridgewater, Mass, map 20, parcel 77. Please contact the Bridgewater Conservation Office at 508-697-0950 for the time and location or link for virtual participation. All interested persons are encouraged to attend. Ad number 7532690 and VE is 720-2022. Is there a representative for the project present? Larry, I think.
Good evening.
Unmute.
I'm Larry Silva from Silva Engineering Associates. Offices at 1615 Bedford Street in Bridgewater. And I'd be representing the client. He's actually away. He would have been here with me.
Okay.
Okay, so the purpose of this submittal, this has been a 40B approved project. Actually my job number is an 07 number. That's when we started to work, but it was subsequent to that it actually came about. During that time frame after it was approved, there had been a number of reasons why it didn't go forward. And when it was ready to go forward, the problem was that the wetland line, which was actually delineated by the late Walter Hewitson, my very good friend, it needed to be redone. Ken Thompson redid the wetland line So if you look on the plan that's shown to the left, it shows how the difference between the K series is Ken Thompson's new line, and the dotted line behind that is the one that Walter had done. So in most areas, it was exactly the same. But as you can see in that area between 7 and 6, 5, 6, and 7, in between there was a little bit of a change. That little bit of a change meant that in order to keep 25-foot separation to the local bylaw, we needed to make an adjustment to the way in which we were handling the drainage behind units 11 and 13. So in order to do that, we went from an open basin to closed basin, which was basically chambers. In essence, though, by going to the chambers, it's actually a more costly solution for the client, but it's a betterment to the project because now you don't have this open basin next to these two properties. It becomes a much actually better situation for the two of them that are there. So the adjustments that were made were just to that area, and anything that was interfacing with that area, we did the calculations over to make sure that we met the requirements that had been met before. And I should say that when this project went through originally, it had a lot of review by Judith Nitsch, Steve Ventresca was the engineer who did the review. We had to jump through a lot of hoops to get to the point where we had an approval from the Zoning Board of Appeals and from the commission. So this is just the adjustment of that one little area. It's not a review of the entire 40B project. And I know that sometimes they're not the most popular kind of projects, but this is really a minor kind of adjustment that we're proposing to do it just a different way. You can see the open basin on the right drawing. That was the one approved in 2013. And this way here, we'll be having a closed drainage collection and detention. With that, I'd answer what I will say that we did receive. There were comments that came back from the town engineer who really didn't have the benefit of knowing the overall project, I think. And I think that some of his comments are spot on, and some of them are more to the broader project, which we're kind of past that. So with that, I'll answer whatever questions the commission members might have about the work.
Okay, thanks, Larry. I think we'll hold off on any comments or questions from them, but can we just hear from Steve, the environmental planner?
Sure, thank you, Madam Chair. As you can see, Nicole has posted on the share screen the plan that shows the difference between what was previously approved in 2013 and what is currently sitting in front of the commission tonight. You do see that small jog in the wetland line difference from right to left, where the Ken Thompson line does actually move the line up further, gradient up the bank that is towards the back of the property. Other than that, there are no changes, and I'm in agreement with Larry on this in stating that this is a better option from a drainage perspective. It will allow more effective infiltration and treatment of the stormwater coming from the entirety of the site as the catch basins tie in and drain back to this, and especially this portion of the site. There's less likelihood for standing water, which is especially in this proximity to a wetland with mosquitoes and some of those concerns. So that this system will assist in thwarting those types of issues. The commission is geared up to look at this from the 100-foot area and in, as Larry described. This is a project that is a 40B. So, I mean, we're looking at the stormwater treatment only in this portion of the site. I just wanted to remind the commission of that. I do suggest that the commission has enough information to move forward, but we still do have some engineering concerns that need to be answered from Greg Tansey, the town engineer. But from a wetlands perspective and from my experience and my opinion, this is exactly as it was proposed back in 2013 with some upgrades. And as far as the project is concerned, I think it does fit. So I suggest the commission wait until we do hear back from Greg Tansey before making a decision. And we will await those, and then I will brief you on the report in 2 weeks when I get that.
That sounds good to me, Steve.
Thank you, Steve. I just lost my computer. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
All right, I don't know what's going on. Do any members of the commission have any questions or comments?
I think Steve's right. We can just, wait for the engineer and then go from there.
Okay, Harry?
I like this project because it's a betterment for the site. And I actually
Yes.
watched one of these systems being put in last week, so it's a whole lot better system. It's an upgrade, and I am all
Mhm.
for it, but we'll wait till we get the engineering in.
Okay. Sarah, do you have any questions?
No questions. I agree with everyone else to wait for the engineering, but
Do you have
Can you
any
hear me?
questions or comments?
no, I do not.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I have a question, Steve or Nicole. If we're continuing it, do we want to open the public? Should I open for public comments or questions at this point if we're going to continue, or do it now and that way we don't have to do it later?
Yep. This is a public
Okay.
hearing, so we will be, I suggest you open it up to a butters comment.
Okay.
Before we open it up to the public, we're just gonna take questions on the stormwater and the drainage system.
Stormwater treatment,
Right,
yes.
that's all we're gonna
Yes.
accept. We're not answering any other questions. Thank you.
Madam
Correct.
Chair, can I just, before you do that, can I just add one more item? The one thing that I failed to mention was one option that my client did have, because this was state approved, was to actually be able to go back and just amend the application so that we were doing work within the 25-foot and not comply with the local bylaw as another concession on the 40B. He chose not to do that. He wanted to be able to still respect that 25-foot. So that's why we
Okay.
did it the way we did.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you, Larry. Okay, so is there anybody from the public that has a question or a comment with regards to the stormwater treatment?
Okay,
That's just
Wendy,
outside the 25-foot buffer?
you're just gonna have to give me a second because I'm gonna have to.
I have
sort
a,
through
I have a
it
question, yeah.
As people, hold on, please use the raise your hand function, and we'll call you in order. Just so we can keep this somewhat organized. Madam Chair, who would you like to call first? I've got a Carrie and Dan Morse.
Sure. Can you just please give your name and address for the record?
It's gotta be
Carrie.
unmuted.
My name's Carrie Morse, and we are at 12 Aldrich Road, the property right next door.
Mhm.
And our question mainly about that area is there going to be a cleanup before they even get into that wetland area? Because we know that it's very littered and whatnot right now, which is our concern. And even right now, there's no trees and stuff there. So all the rain, like it affects all that right now. Like there's no vegetation on that property right now to kind of keep everything together. Everything's just kind of dying, especially in the 95-degree heat. So, I mean, how does that affect that? Like for it to go that long without even trees and stuff to kind of hold, for runoff and everything on that property before it's developed?
I would imagine that they would clean up any litter and whatnot that's there, but I guess Larry, do you want to
Yeah,
respond
there was
to that?
actually, I believe, I'd have to go back and look at it, but I believe in the original order conditions, the issue of some of the debris and stuff that was in the wetland area, I think that was a condition that would have to be cleaned up. And certainly my client wants to do that anyway, because it detracts from his project if he doesn't clean up all the littering that has taken place in that area. It's kind of weird. There was a lot of stuff that kind of
A
got
lot
spotted in
back
that
there.
area. Yeah, different kinds of things. But yeah, he's definitely gonna clean that stuff up, and I believe it was part of the conditions. And I would just say is to make, for the commission, is to make sure that they, when they do issue a revised order, that they actually make sure that they highlight that it does need to be done. And the timing of it should be done at the very beginning of the work, so that everybody's clear that it's, that it's going in the right direction.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Thank you, Carrie, for your questions.
Thank you.
Steve or Nicole, anybody else?
I'm looking for hand raises. If anyone is on camera and wants to raise their hand, I'm now looking in that general direction because I'm not seeing any in the chat. I am not seeing anything, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you. I just have one quick question for Larry. It's not really stormwater related, but in the plans, what's a rain garden?
Okay, so a rain garden is a different way of handling the water, so that you're basically filtering it in to a vegetated area.
Vegetated.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So
that's
it
what I thought.
actually, it's taking some of that water and using it to actually support plant growth.
Okay, that's kind of what I thought, but I just wanted
Yeah,
to.
it's a good filter is
Ask
that,
about
at that point.
Nice. Okay, thanks. Okay, so members of the commission, anybody else have any more questions? Do we have enough information that we can make a motion to continue?
I will make a motion to continue to the next meeting, which would be, I believe, August 25th.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll second that.
Thanks,
Thank
Harry.
you, Harry. So now, this is my first meeting, folks, so bear with me. So now we need a roll call vote. So Harry Bailey,
Aye.
Eileen Prisco,
Aye.
Sarah Sperber, Sarah,
She's on mute. I'm trying to
get, yeah, I'm trying to get her.
her. Okay, there she is.
There she is.
Can you hear us, Sarah?
Sarah, we're doing a roll call vote. You
Can't
just
hear her.
need to say aye if you agree.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Sarah.
Hold on one second. I'm just reaching out to her, trying to anyway.
Well, we
Can
have
you
enough.
see her?
I can see
Can
her,
she
yes.
give a thumbs up?
Sarah, if you can hear us and you agree to the vote, can you give a thumbs up for us? No, I don't know if she can.
All right, well, I'll go and we'll move on. Wendy Smith, aye. Okay,
All right, I just won't
so
include her.
we're
in
all
the vote.
set on that. 6 Aldrich Road will be continued to August 24th at 5:30.
25th.
25th, correct. 11 and 14 is 25. All right. Next up on the agenda, we have a request for determination of applicability, 1320 High Street, map 14, lot 35. Applicant representative is David and Deborah Beavis. Did we get green cards for that, Nicole?
Sorry, hold on. I'm coming back in. I was just reach out to Sarah, trying to tell her how to. She said yes to the motion. We were just trying to get her to
Okay.
get her sound on. We're trying. I'm so sorry. Can you repeat what you just asked me? I apologize.
I was just wondering, yeah, did we get green cards for 1320 High Street?
Yeah, is Silva on that one too?
No, this is just.
No, it's for David and
homeowners.
Deborah Beavis. It's the gas line.
I believe so. Let me look into that as you go. Hold on. I do have the proof of the legal ad. I'm not too sure if I have the green cards. Is someone available to answer if they have them?
Oh, yeah, we did get them.
So that would be David or Deb.
I feel like we got them, Steve. I just don't have
Yeah,
it
we
saved
got
in that
them.
folder.
I
Okay.
remember Miss Feathers dropping them off.
Oh, yes, we did. In fact, I
We got them.
apologize.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Okay.
We absolutely did.
Okay. All right, thank you. So I'll read the legal ad, 1320 High Street, legal notice, Town of Bridgewater, Conservation Commission, Bridgewater, Mass. In accordance with Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, in the Town of Bridgewater Local Wetland Bylaw, the Bridgewater Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing on July 8th, supposed to be 2022, held as a virtual meeting over Zoom. A link and instructions to participate in the meeting will follow and be posted to the calendar on the town's website at www.bridgewaterma.org. A recording of the meeting will also be posted to the town's webpage within 48 hours after the meeting ends. The hearing is for a request for determination of applicability filed by David and Deborah Beavis. The applicant proposes to install a natural gas service to the existing single-family home on the property. Property is owned by David and Deborah Beavis and is located at 1320 High Street, Bridgewater, Mass, map 14, parcel 35. All interested persons are encouraged to attend ad number 751-4321, and BE is 7/13/2022. So there really isn't a representative, but there is an applicant, correct? So is David or Deborah Beavis on, and they would just like to tell about this project? Can you just give your name and address for the record, please?
David Beavis, 1320 High Street, Bridgewater.
Thank you. So what are you proposing? Just tell us what you're doing.
We're just switching from oil to gas. So we're having, since the town ran a new gas line down the street for the water department, we decided to switch to gas. So we want to get a gas line into the front of the house.
Got it. Thank you. Yeah, we were out there and saw that, spoke with you. Steve, do you have anything that you'd like to add?
Yes, Madam Chair. Nicole, can you quickly bring up the aerial that the Beavis has provided? Just so we can show everybody where this is.
Yep. Let me just get that up.
Thank you.
Just a moment. Sorry, Steve. The packet moves a little slow when I have to do it as a download.
Okay.
Oh, please.
It is a very long packet.
I know. I'm trying to go through
I
and
can
it
hear you-
keeps freezing
I
on
can
me.
hear
I'm
you
trying to
scrolling through it.
Yeah, I'm trying to get through just the first one and it keeps freezing on me. And I'm like, okay.
In the meantime, I can, if Harry and Eileen, have you guys taken a look at the packet and seen the proposal here?
Yes.
Yes.
So this gas line extension is going to be done in the front yard. It's all grassed and driveway area. It's on the front side of the home. In the backyard, there is a large inland bank that leads to an open freshwater wetland area that borders on the river as it goes by, but it's a ways away. So this has become quite the, yeah, that's fine, Nicole, right there on that page.
All right.
So that first shade of green is a very steep bank. It's almost 2-to-1. It probably classifies as inland bank in some areas, depending on the actual slope being taken. But as you can see, gas line installed on High Street through the front yard. The only reason this is in front of the Conservation Commission is because it falls within the buffer zone to a resource area. Eversource used to do these on behalf of their clients. In the last year, they have decided not to. So we're seeing actually more of these filings regularly. So I think this is probably the third or fourth one we've seen of this variety this year. So as you guys can see, it's right in front of you. I suggest a negative determination, seeing as this should have no impact on the wetland that's located behind the home.
Thanks, Steve. Do any members of the commission have any questions or comments?
I am good.
Eileen, you're good.
Fine.
Harry?
I'm good.
Sorry, Eileen, did I cut you off?
No, not at all.
Okay. And Harry, you said you're good. Sarah, do you have any
I'm good.
questions about
Yep.
this? Thanks,
No,
Harry.
No.
Fine.
No, you're all set. Okay. How about anybody for public comment in the waiting room? Steve or Nicole?
I'm just checking to see if anyone's putting
Okay.
the electronic hand up. Not seeing anything. Still
I
not
don't see
seeing
anything either.
I think you're good.
Okay. Still having no more questions. I'd ask the commission if they have enough information to close the public hearing and issue, or do you need more time to discuss?
I think we can close the hearing.
Okay.
Everybody else?
Someone want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to close the hearing. Eileen,
Second. Second, Harry.
And, okay. And then you want to make a motion to issue?
what, are we gonna do a roll call?
No, oh, do you have to do that for each?
I think so.
You guys can close
Alright.
an issue or close, then vote to close, or vote to close and then vote to issue. Either way.
So I
Okay,
can just
well,
make
we
a
got
motion-
the second, so.
Yeah.
Having technical issues. I feel like we're overlapping each other. All
Yeah,
right,
I
so
hear
we'll
it.
just close. We'll do a roll call. So Harry Bailey,
Aye.
Eileen Prisco,
Aye.
Sarah Sperber,
Aye.
Wendy Smith, aye. So we've closed the public hearing. Someone want to make a motion to issue?
I'll make a motion for a negative, to issue a negative determination.
Okay,
I'll
for
second.
1320 High Street. Okay.
And I'll
14,
second it,
lot
Harry.
35. Thank you, Harry. Okay, and having the motion, we'll do a roll call vote. Harry Bailey,
Aye.
Eileen Prisco,
Aye.
Sarah Sperber,
Aye.
Wendy Smith, aye. All right, everybody, thank you. Thank you, David and Deborah. Good luck with your new line.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, next under new business, last under new business, we have the ANRAD for 0 and 1300 Vernon Street. Applicant representative, I have two different papers. It's Silver Engineering, and Manny and Jennifer Bujinga. So do we have, this is a continuation. So do we have a representative? I believe Larry.
Yes. Larry Silva from Silver Engineering
Did
Associates.
you want to share a little bit about what was done?
Well, there was basically, we responded to the comments that were initially presented by the commission's consultant. Ken Thompson was our consultant. There were meetings on site. There were a lot of back and forth. And as in the end, we have adopted pretty much everything that was presented. The one issue that was still kind of outstanding was whether or not the stream that's to the rear of the site, which is in the easterly side of the property, whether or not that's really perennial or intermittent. The problem we ran into as we were trying to assess it is that we hit this drought. So because we hit this drought, we really can't assess it properly. You can't assess a stream status in the drought period. So that what we've agreed to is, and we asked that you condition an ORAD to say that it'll be treated as a perennial stream, and we'll have the 200-foot separation to it at this point until such time, or if it can be proven and evidence presented to the commission that it is an intermittent stream and not a perennial. So until that time, it'll be treated as if it's perennial, but its determination is really undetermined at this point.
Okay, just that part of it.
Just that one part. Everything else has been adjusted. The plan reflects it. The cot path that used to go to the old house, even though I feel adamant that that cot path should still be uplands, the concession is that it's been overrun with wetland species, and so therefore it's kind of reverted back to its original state, I guess. So anything that comes back before you will be in the form of a notice of intent, and at that point you'll be looking at the specifics of what is being presented for work. This is just agree on the resource areas.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
So I don't know if is Matt on? Did he want to share his
Yeah, hi, good afternoon.
thoughts on what was done and what?
Yeah, thank you. Matt Byrne, I'm senior ecologist with BSC Group and have been serving as your peer review consultant since March of 2021, I think. So I think that there are, there's some good progress here. I had a couple of issues that I wanted to alert the commission to consider. First of which is the Snows Brook in the north part of the site bifurcates. It splits and sort of has two channels that split apart and come back together in that kind of broad floodplain area. That shouldn't be identified as a tributary, and it should the channel itself should be mapped out and connected back up to the main stem where it splits in the first place. I think there's a risk in having it labeled as a tributary, and also in not showing the full channel that we walked and viewed in the field back in what was that, April 13th of this year. So I would recommend that getting fixed. I noted that the two what appear to be isolated wetlands, N and D series, those channels that come out of there are intermittent streams. They should be flagged and mapped as such. The BLSF on the site is a little confusing because I think there are 4 different features designated, 4 different lines, and I'm not really entirely sure what the final FEMA floodplain BLSF is intended to be the resource area there. So I think that should get resolved and clarified. And then finally, that should have a 100-foot buffer according to the local bylaw. And then the last thing is that eastern stream. I appreciate what the applicant is putting forth. I think it's appropriate to look at it, to consider it perennial until such time as we're out of the drought and they can do an evaluation that they want to do. I would strongly recommend against approving a plan that doesn't show it as a perennial at this point. So there are two issues with it. The first is that it appears that just the center line is shown. And so a perennial stream should have both banks flagged and identified on the plan. And then I would recommend requiring that the 200-foot riverfront area be shown on the plan. And by all means, a condition included in the order could acknowledge that the applicant may bring you information in the future. I think it's a simple task. I think it's a simple task of coming to you and requesting an amendment at either an amended order of resource area determination when the time comes, or if they've get to the point of putting an order of a notice of intent in front of you, that would be an appropriate time to revisit that as well. But I would strongly recommend getting that on the plan as it stands today, which is a perennial stream. And those were the only sort of minor adjustments that I wanted to recommend to you folks today.
Thanks, Matt. I was trying to write notes. I don't know, like the tributary, you said it needs to be marked clearer. Flags for, what were the flags for that needed to be?
I received this plan at 3 o'clock today, so so I didn't have time to write something up for you, but I will. I'll follow with a memo for you. But it's what's labeled as Snows Brook tributary, just adjacent to the northernmost Vernon Street access point. So that was the first point. That channel we walked and observed, it connects right up to the Snows Brook. So that should be mapped and the word tributary should be removed. Flagging added to the channels, the intermittent streams connected to both of those N series and D series wetland. The bank of the eastern perennial stream and 200-foot riverfront area. And again, you could certainly acknowledge that in your order. I think you could acknowledge that you're open to new data pertaining to perennial status. But and then I think the final thing was that BLSF is a little confusing for me because I think there are 4 different features that are FEMA flood zone, and let's see, we have limited bordering land subject to flooding, FEMA flood hazard zone, FEMA floodway, FEMA flood hazard based on survey, which is the one you'd want, the field survey elevations, limit of FEMA flood hazard zone based on Mass GIS data, and FEMA flood elevations. So I think that just needs to get cleaned up and resolved, which it is that you want to present as the flood. Right, and that also requires a 100-foot buffer. So.
Thank you, Matt. Is Jennifer on? Does she want to share thoughts on what was just spoken about?
No, I don't have really, I am here. Sorry, thank you. I don't have any thoughts. Matt is your consultant for this matter. So if he's making these suggestions, then, you know, it's up to the commission how you want to proceed with those suggestions. I'm mostly here to guide you administratively, how you want to proceed. So.
Okay.
So Wendy, that, I mean,
All right.
I feel that,
I think Eileen is trying to say something, Wendy.
yes, I was, sorry. I can't raise my hand or anything here because I'm on the phone. I think that those changes should be made to the plan before we do anything else. And we could probably have that all taken care of. Matt, I was told Matt got the plans last Thursday. So I don't know why he got them at 3 o'clock today, but I'm glad he was on. I'm glad he explained. And if we can get that changed, then we can put it on for the next meeting if Larry wants to continue for 2 weeks. I don't know how anybody else feels, but that's if the peer review engineer is recommending that, I mean, that's what he's there for.
Right. Okay. Thanks, Eileen. Harry, do you have any comments?
No, I go along with what Eileen just said.
Okay. Thank you, Sarah.
No additional comments. I agree with what Eileen said.
Okay, thanks. Are there anybody from the public, Stephen, Nicole, that has their hand raised regarding this ANRAD?
I am checking to see right now.
I just have one question.
Looks like the applicant has a question, Wendy.
Yeah, I just, it would have been nice if we did have written response, but that's fine. Be that as it may, I would just ask that, that Matt provide those bullets or whatever, and that these are the bullets, and that this does not become a difference between what you say here versus what it is when you go to write. That's all. And if that's the case, then we will make the adjustments and present it back to the commission for you to vote for no red.
Okay. Would 2 weeks be enough for you, Larry?
I would say yes. If it turns out that it's not, then we'll actually ask you to continue it. But it doesn't sound, Matt, like there may be. Well, I don't know. There might be a little bit more time needed. I'm not sure. Why don't we go for the 2 weeks, and then if we're running into an issue, we'll ask for an extension.
Larry, I'll try to get you a memo tomorrow.
That'd be great if you could.
Yeah.
Okay.
Madam Chair, we did have a butter looking to comment. Mark Laptop was the name.
Mark?
Oh, sorry. This is Mark Peterson from Church Street. I just wondered, so Matt Byrne is from BSC Group. Is Kenneth Thompson also from BSC Group?
No.
No.
No, he's a consultant for Larry Silva.
Oh, okay.
For the applicant.
For the applicant. Was that your only question, Mark?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Madam Chair, is it okay
Yes.
with you if I send an email directly to Larry copying the commission tomorrow?
Yes, I think that would be fine.
Thanks.
Yep. And you did a great job. I mean, I want to say to both, like, the information that was put in, what needed to be changed from the last time that we were meeting. You know, that Larry had done a good job with taking care of everything except that one questionable perennial intermittent stream. Everything else had been done. So that was a nice job, but yes, that would be fine if you want to send him those bullets, and that way he can get to work on it. Just make sure that we get copied, or Stephen, Nicole. All right, thank you. All right, having no other questions or comments, does someone want to make a motion then?
I will make a motion to
continuing.
continue till August 25th at 5:30 p.m.
And I'll second that, Harry.
Thank you. With a second, we'll have a roll call vote. I'm gonna switch it up. Sarah Sperber,
Aye.
Eileen Prisco,
Aye.
Harry Bailey,
Aye.
and myself, Wendy Smith. Aye. All right, thank you very much. So the ANRAD for 0 and 1300 Vernon Street has been continued till August 25th at 5:30.
Thank you all.
Next up, yes, thank you all.
Have a good
Thank
night.
you all. Thank you. Matt.
Have a good night. All right, next up on the agenda, we have, under Conservation Commission business, we have the certificate of compliance for 75 Fruit Street, map 83, lot 84. Applicant representative is Claremont Lakeshore Bridgewater LLC, Silva Engineering. So do we have a representative or applicant for the project?
Yes. Larry
Aye.
Silva. Aye. In case you don't know who I am. Larry Silva from Silva Engineering Associates. All right, so we had made a submittal and there were a number of comments that came back from Greg Tansey and from Steve. And so what we did was we met with the contractor and the developer, and we basically got them to go back out and to address all those issues. There was a couple of things that were along Fruit Street itself. Those were more not so much conservation related. Those were ones in which the gas company got in there first. They put in their line, and so when the guy went to do his drainage, he had a problem keeping it within the layout and the easement. So he was outside of the actual easement area. So he had to go back in and actually move those structures in order to get them where they needed to be. As far as internal to the site, which is, and so that's some pictures here that shows you what it looks like now. It really does look very nice now. And actually the town gets a brand new Fruit Street out of this whole deal, because the Fruit Street used to be, before there was a Route 24, this was Pleasant Street. And then it used to go across and connect over to where Old Pleasant and Pine meet. Okay, that's how Pleasant Street used to run. And then it became pretty run down. The state used to just dump stuff at the end of the road next to Route 24, a big pile of roadkill and stuff like that. And so there was this, it was a great opportunity to make some real changes here and make some improvements. And there, and that included the extension of Fruit Street to come up into the site, which is an easement that was left for the people that own property in here when Route 24 was built. So that was all improved. It's all looking good. And then on the second page, which is where the more detailed issues were with conservation, I don't know if you could switch to that other page. I don't have Rebecca here. She's out doing a site walk in Abington, for Abington Conservation.
I'm sorry, I'm trying for you, Larry. Is this the right page? It won't let me zoom out. It's being a pain in my butt.
Well, it's actually this is the warehouse building itself, and the conservation area is to the bottom of that screen. So can you go further down? There you go. Okay.
Right, I'm trying. You just tell me what you need.
Okay. So so you can see by some of these the pictures, there were some items that needed to be dealt with, and this is not the updated plan, correct?
No.
No, this is not the one. This is one before the corrections were done. I don't know if you have that one. That was dropped off just recently.
It might have come in today electronically.
Oh yeah, it might. You might have just received them.
Yeah, I think we.
Okay, so basically, the contractor, of course, the contractor and the subcontractor and the general contractor had a lot of finger pointing as to who was responsible, but they went in and they redid everything in the basin to make sure they had the preferred pathways that we had shown, because we like to have like a stone line pathway in a detention basin so that during low flows, there's still the ability for water to pass through without it just becoming a big ponding area and getting more mosquitoes and so forth. So they've been in there, they addressed all those issues. So a revised as-built set of drawings went to both commission and to the planning board, because we're also asking for planning board to sign off too. So I would expect that by your next meeting, we will have had the input in from Greg to make sure he's okay with everything and to try to get it to the point where he can give you a level of comfort to be able to issue a certificate of compliance. Gonna have a busy August 25th. I knew I should have made my trip to Portugal earlier than that, but I'm leaving on the 28th, 27th actually.
Well, hopefully all this will be behind you.
Well, yeah, this is my second attempt to go because I got COVID on my last attempt.
Oh, boy. Not good.
No.
Steve, do you have anything that you want to, Larry, we all done?
Yeah,
Okay.
tell me to shut up. That's
Steve, do you
fine.
have anything that you want to add?
Yeah, Wendy, we went out to the
good.
site and we went out and took a look, and we had some questions for Greg Tansey, and that's what initiated the Greg Tansey reach out to get his comments. So I'm sure once we get the comments back, I've yet to even take a look at the plan that came over either late yesterday or late today. I know it's in my mailbox. I just haven't had time to get around to it. But by the next meeting, I'm pretty sure that everything will be in order and we'll be able to have enough information to make a decision, or at least the commission should at that point. Once Greg really, on this one, it's the type of thing where I have to rely on, Greg sort of giving me okay. So, once he says everything's up to snuff, then I'm good to say, yes, I suggest approval.
Okay. Thank you. Commission members, anybody have any questions or comments? As the
Nope.
train goes by my house.
Me too.
Nope.
August 25th,
Okay.
I think like it's gonna continuance.
I know. We'll have all this all over again.
So I make a motion?
Is there anybody? Oh, we don't do public comment because it's not a thing, right?
Right.
No.
Okay. So I just need a motion.
I'll make a motion to continue August 25th at 5:30.
Okay.
And I'll
The 75 Fifth
second
Street.
that, Harry.
Thanks, Terry. And roll call vote. Eileen Prisco,
Aye.
Sarah Sperber,
Aye.
Harry Bailey,
Aye.
Wendy Smith. Aye. Thank you. Moving on. The last one is the certificate of compliance for 10 Stonehill Lane, map 73, lot 114. Applicant representative is the Driscoll Family Trust and Silva Engineering.
Engineering.
And I know.
So,
Nicole got kicked
Larry?
off, so.
He got kicked off?
I don't know if there's too much for me to add. I think maybe this is more Steve, but we presented an updated plan after the contractor went in and fixed some deficiencies that were there. And we hope that that's sufficient enough for the commission to close this out. And there was also a bond put in place while this work was being done. So we'd also be looking to see if we could vote to release that bond money too.
To release it. Okay. Thanks, Larry. Steve, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, Larry just summed it all up pretty much, pretty straightforward. This project's come to its end. The site's stable. Extra money was put in place of a bond in the form of a bond to ensure that the work was done to not impact the butters. Greg Tansey, it was a condition that Greg Tansey would go out and check out the swale leading back to the wetland when work was done. He did that and checked out or cleared it for sign off. So as Larry said, this will need 2 votes, one to issue the certificate of compliance and the other to release the bond that was placed by the applicant.
Yep. Thank you, Steve. So any commission members have any questions?
No.
I remember this
All right.
very clearly, and I think it's all, as long as Steve's okay with it, I would think that we would make a motion for both items to be done tonight.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. I
Unless
went out
someone
on
is
this walk with Steve and saw it, and it looks great.
Mhm.
Looks good to me. So does somebody want to make the motion to issue, and then we need another motion after?
Yep, I'll make a motion to approve the certificate of compliance for 10 Stonehill Lane, map 73, lot 114.
second, Harry.
Thank you. Roll call vote. Harry,
Aye.
Eileen,
Aye.
Sarah,
Aye.
Wendy, aye. And then we need a motion to release the bond for the
I will
property.
make a motion to release the bond for 10 Stone Hill Lane, map 73, lot 114. Eileen.
And
Excellent.
I'll second, Harry.
Thank you, Harry. Roll call vote. Harry Bailey,
Aye.
Eileen Prisco,
Aye.
Sarah Sperber,
Aye.
and Wendy Smith. Aye. Thank you all. All right, so we're done with the business. Thank you, Larry, if you haven't gone off already.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry that you had to see me so much. You'll have to do it again. Unless I can get
I know.
Rebecca to do
We'll
that
see you
one,
in
and
2
then you'll be
weeks.
fine.
All right, thanks
Wendy?
so much.
Wendy,
Yep,
it's
Yeah.
Eileen. I'm gonna lose my battery, but I think we got everything done except the minutes. I did look at the minutes,
Yeah,
so
we just
I'm
gotta
okay
do
with
the-
them, but I have to hang up because I'm losing my battery. It's just gonna cut me off completely.
I got you. Okay, thanks for letting us know.
I'm in my car for an hour on this meeting.
Yeah,
And I'm not.
Thank
Okay.
you, Eileen.
Oh, you're welcome.
you,
Have a
Eileen.
good night, everybody.
all right, you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So next up, administrative items, we just have the approval of meeting minutes. If people had a chance to look at it, Harry, do you have any questions on it?
No,
Okay, I don't either. Sarah, I don't know. Did you get a chance to look at the packet? Did you get the packet?
I did, and I have no questions.
Okay, great. So we just need a motion to approve.
motion to approve the minutes as written.
Thank you. Sarah, you want to second that?
Yeah, I guess so. I will second that.
Excellent. And then we need a roll call vote. Sarah,
Aye.
Harry Bailey,
Aye.
and myself, Wendy Smith, aye. Thank you. Those are done. And discussion items, environmental planner report is to you, Steve.
Nothing to add tonight. Glad that Sarah made it and we have a new member and, hopefully by the end of
Yes,
the month. we can
welcome,
get-
Sarah.
And
Thank you.
Wendy, you did a great job tonight. I want to commend you on your first meeting as the chairperson. So did a very good job. And
Thank you.
in a couple of weeks, we'll come back and try to make some decisions and get some of these permits out the door. And
Sounds good.
Other than that, I'm always in the office. If anyone wants to see some sites or go out and check some plans versus the sites or ask me questions, whatever the case may be, feel free to reach out and contact either me or Nicole, and that's what we're here for. We're here to help you guys out. So.
Thanks, Steve. I think for me chairing this meeting, this is the longest meeting that I think we've ever had. Is it me or was it the meeting itself?
No, we had a lot to do.
It was
Good
a
job,
long-
Wendy. I told you you could do it.
Thanks, Harry. I
It was
appreciate
a
it.
good sized agenda
Um,
with some longish type items, and it was also, you're not a speed talker like Marilyn. Not that that's a bad thing, but you talk much slower.
Right. I'm not a speed talker, but we also had some glitches in the, there was
Sure.
some.
I'm sorry.
pausing
In the matrix.
stuff, so- No, it's not, it's, Steve, you sound fuzzy to me, but anyways, we haven't closed the meeting, so let's do that. So, do we have a motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Sarah, second?
I will second.
Thank you. Roll call vote. Harry Bailey,
Aye.
Sarah Sperber,
Aye.
Wendy Smith, aye. Meeting is adjourned.
Yay.
Okay, that's it. Yeah, Sarah, if you